What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again. This video that you're about to see is a match reaction to Everton 1, West Ham 3. However, I wanted to give a shout out before. We had a fan travel over from New York yesterday to watch Everton at home against West Ham. His name was Claudio. He came over to me in the main stand. It was really nice. He's commented on the last video as well, so make sure you give that some loves. What he said, about watching the channel, and it sort of blew me away that people from thousands of miles away watch me and John talk shit, essentially. So I just wanted to thank him, and I've given him a shout out at the end of the video. I've given him a shout out at the start. And look, if he's ever back in Liverpool, Claudio, I know you'll watch this, but if you're ever back in Liverpool before the game, this season, next season, whenever it is, message me or John on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and we'll make sure that we go for some food, we'll have some drinks, and you are more than welcome to come on the channel and give us your point of view from across the pond. So thank you ever so much for coming over. Obviously, lots of people do come over to me and John, as I'm sure they do with all the other fan channels, because, we do put our head above the parapet and we do give our opinions, sometimes rightly and wrong, but we do. And we get a lot of love and we get a lot of support. And I just wanted to say thank you. This channel it's been difficult for well over 2 years now to make content. In terms of numbers and subscribers, it's plateaued, and that's fine. And the reason it's plateaued is because we don't put as much in as we should. And the reason we don't is because they're so soul destroying. They're so soul destroying, Everton. And for people to still watch the channel, back us, support us, it means the world to us. So I just wanted to do this little clip just to thank you. And I hope you enjoy the video. It's 50 minutes of essentially just ranting. I am so livid about yesterday. It's beyond a joke. But you will see. And remember that opinions are opinions. They're never personal. And there's no problem if you have a different opinion to ours. That's fine. But again, thank you for your support as always. You are the best. And we'll see you soon. What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John back again. This is your match reaction to Everton 1, West Ham 3 yesterday at Goodison Park. Me and John decided not to do a match reaction yesterday. We were angry, to say the least. I saw other fan channels do the same. Mighty Blues Cam, he was very angry as well. You could tell by his tweets. I think View from the Bullens, they also didn't do a match reaction for the same reason. A lot of people seem very deflated, seem broken. John, if we're being honest, you're probably more in that camp, whereas I am absolutely raging with yesterday, because it was a game that Everton, in my opinion, they should have won. They should have won. And people will go on about the chances. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to talk about the two wingers a little bit, because I think both of them were a joke. And I know that one of them has got things going on at home. I get it. And I'm never going to dig anyone out for that. But he should be saying to the manager, look, if something happens in the game and my head drops, it drops and it falls off a planet. And yesterday it did. So we'll talk about that. I also want to talk about the defending, because this talk about Everton having this phenomenal defence, well, that's 11 goals Everton have conceded between the 60th and 90th minute. And it's actually, if we're going just over the last two games, it's actually 3 goals in the last 2 games that Everton have conceded after the 91st minute. So there's clearly an issue there. And the other one is talking about the manager himself, Mr. Fantastic, unbelievable manager that Everton are so lucky to have. We're going to be talking about him as well. So look, I just wanted to give a little bit of an intro, because there's going to be bits of this video that you're not going to like. I get it. It's just opinions. You can dig me out as much as you want in the comments. Dig out John as much as you want in the comments. Neither of us care. We go to the match. We support the team. I'm 3,188 miles in from watching a frigging home game win. I've had enough of them. So, John, I'm going to start with you, mate, because I probably punched the phone in the face. How are you?
as I've just said, week by week, game by game, taking it out of me, Michael. You know, I'm all raged out. And you said to me before, you don't care if I go in, you don't care if I swear. I haven't got it in me. I'm sick of seeing people on Twitter defending the manager, you know, because we're creating all these chances. Creating chances doesn't win you games if you don't take advantage of them. For me, again, as Michael said, it's about opinions. But Beto was doing all right when he took them off. He made a change and ended up putting James Garner out on the wing, I think. Beto's penalty, everyone in the ground can see he was going to miss it. It was going to be saved because his run was too straight. If we can see it, the keeper could see it. His substitutions leave a lot to be desired, as you pointed out quite rightly. The defence is one of the best in the league. We can see it as a 90th odd minute goal, Brighton. We can see it at 2 yesterday, so there's an issue becoming in the defence now. Other players went missing, in my opinion. Anana, I'm not here to dig Anana out again. I think he should be putting better performances in when we need them, seeing he's this top player that Everton fans go on about. I just don't see where our next win's coming from. I thought Man United put an all right performance in against City today until City, you know, burnt them out and you know, and broke them down. We go there next week. I just don't know anymore, Michael. I haven't even got the rage in me because I'm sick of people defending this manager. I'm sick of certain individuals on podcasts, on YouTube channels, still blowing smoke up this manager's ass because they're creating all these chances. We're not entitled to an opinion. You say something wrong on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm not asked. Your opinion doesn't count for nothing because they're the only ones who can be right. We're all entitled to opinions. I think the manager's poor. People have said, well, we should be 13th only for the point deduction. That's how shit this league is if we should be 13th. I just don't know where we go from here. I'm not saying I want Dyche sacked because we did go on a run of wins where we put a good run together. People have pointed out to me. We haven't won in 10, but we've had a lot of draws. And it counts for nothing when you put a performances in like this. Yesterday, again, we've lost a game at Goodison Park, game we should have won. West Ham won their first game in 2024 the other night. I can't wait until we've got a bit of a break because I can't be arsed with it anymore. I can't be arsed. We've got a break after the Man U game. I don't think we've got a home game until the 6th of April. I haven't even got any away trips planned, Michael, apart from Man United next week. I can't be arsed with it. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've summarised it really well, and I think there's certain things that I need to talk about the game management and the game. There's no point us going into the game itself. You all saw it. Statistically, Everton had more possession, more shots on target. They pretty much did West Ham, right? But I want to understand this whole thing around XG, right? Because we left there yesterday scoring 1 goal, and our expected goals was 2.7. What I'd like to know is how is that worked out? Is that worked out by the percentage of saves a goalkeeper makes against the shots that are saved? Is it against all the shots that are on target and then taking that percentage off? What I need to understand, right, is does it count shots on target that are bad shots as opportunities to score? Do you get what I mean? Because I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday, there was a shot by Beto. It hits the defender's leg and it loops over and the keeper makes what looks like a good save. But in actual fact, when you actually look at it again, it's not high into the net. It's actually a fairly comfortable save from the keeper. He stumbles back, but he gets it. It's an okay save, but a save you expect a Premier League goalkeeper to make. It's not an absolute rocket that is flying into the top corner and it's a miracle save. You know, the McNeil one, the ball comes across the box. he hits it straight at the goalkeeper. My point I'm making is, our XG might be absolutely massive, but is it because the shots that we're actually having, which are expected goals, are actually still shit? Like, are they still shit shots? You know, are we looking at like Haaland, who will bang one in the top corner? Or are we looking at Calvert-Lewin, who will hit a P-roller from 21 yards like yesterday, and the keeper gets a little flick around the post? Which, if that's counting as an expected goal, it's not. It's not an expected goal. So I want to understand the whole XG thing, because I'm telling you now, mate, our strikers are shit. Right, right. Our strikers are shit. Our wingers are shit. Right, and we'll go straight into the wingers. Right. Oh, here we go. We're gonna get straight into the wingers. Jack Harrison. Right. Jack Harrison gets the ball, doesn't know what to do with it, doesn't have a clue. Will carry the ball. When it's easier to whip a ball in, we'll then take a touch, try and beat a man again, either pass it backwards or lose it. Week in, week out, and there was fans coming onto this channel 10 weeks ago telling me I didn't have a clue about football for calling him out on it 2.5 months ago. He is a championship winger at very best. You then got what?
We seen yesterday, just to jump in, what you're saying about whipping the ball, and the ball whipped in yesterday for the better. Why can't our wingers just get the ball instead of trying to beat the man, then coming back and going back to the halfway line, put the ball in the box? We seen yesterday at work, Beto's header, the ball was whipped in first time. We don't do enough of it.
But we do have an issue with that, John, and this is what I was just about to allude to. When he whips the ball in, he can't beat the first man. He can't get it over the first man's head. It's like the inability to get the ball in the air. And Dwight McNeil was exactly the same. James Garner, he delivered one decent cross yesterday. The corners were absolutely horrendous at the end from both him and Andre Gomez. Garner takes the first one, it gets retaken. Gomez takes the second one, and it's even worse. It's even worse. They just go down the other end and score. I'm telling you, John, I have never seen wingers who are polar opposites to each other, whereas McNeil, he doesn't look arsed.
He looks dead on his feet, Michael, but we can see that the manager should be seeing this and either taking him off earlier. He was still on in the 91st minute, dead on his feet. That's bad management.
Mate, I'm telling you now, right, he gets that chance at 2-0, he misses it, and his head completely rolls off. It completely rolls off. The energy just sapped out of him. And at that moment, I'm sitting next to Finlay and this lad next to me in the main stand, and you can see, you actually, there was a moment in the Match of the Day coverage where you hear me shouting energy, because they couldn't be bothered. There was no running. It was like we went 1-0 up, we almost scored the second, and we just went, we're turning off now. We're turning off. We're done. We're done. And we allowed West Ham to just pick the ball up on the left-hand side. It went over to the right-hand side. Ben Godfrey, defensively, I don't have an issue with Ben, but going forward, he offers nothing. He offers nothing. Right, the ball comes into the box. The defending is absolutely woeful. And it kills us every time. Every time. The one that I will say, the Zuma header, whereas last week I'd blamed Onana for that header, this week I actually can't blame anyone. Zuma just gets up big. He just gets up big. I can't remember who's next to him, but he also jumps. He just out-jumps him. And sometimes that happens. No issue with that. 1-1, but the lead up before that was an absolute farce from us. And Dyche could see it. He's got Dobbin on the bench, and he literally, what has Dobbin got to do to get some minutes? And there's people on Twitter that say he's done nothing to prove himself. He's done nothing to prove himself. That
he needs time to prove himself.
Right. It's not even that. Look at the red shirts. Look at the red shirt. They're fielding kids, right, who have proved nothing And because their manager's got a little bit of faith in throwing kids in, they're winning stuff, they're winning games, they all know how to play, they all know what they need to do. From 16 years old to 35 years old, you could be any player in that Liverpool team, and they all know what to do when they're on their pitch. I'm telling you now, it was an absolute farce from Dyche yesterday. It was a farce. And everyone that comes out and defends him, I don't have an issue with defending him. I've got no issue, because at the end of the day, as I made the point before, out of the other 5 teams around us, they probably would all say, yes, I would have Dyche. So fine, I get it. But yesterday and the games before, his stubbornness is costing us points.
Yeah.
The amount of goals he has scored in home games across his managerial career is less than a goal a game.
Yeah. Soon as going to the right back position, you say about Godfrey. Soon as Coleman's available, mate, he slots right back in there, because even out of Patterson, Coleman, Godfrey, whoever you want to play there, Coleman's the best right back of the club, in my opinion. We play a 4-4-1-1 formation. People have got onto it. Teams have got onto it. Try and change the formation. No one plays that anymore. It's not working for us. Teams can read us. You say about the energy, and soon as we go 1-0 up, you mention it's as if we just say, that's it, we're done now. We've done it against Brighton. When we were 1-0 up, we threw 2 points away. We went 1-0 up yesterday. We seemed to stop playing. They scored two goals in injury time just to finish the game off. For me, I'm not going to sit here and say Dyche needs to go, because at the end of the day, Michael, who's running the club to sack him? Have we got the money to sack him? Who do we bring in? Right? I'm telling you now, and I get shot down for this. I know I'm going to get shot down for it. Do you know, if this run carries on of no wins, bin him off if we can. Whoever's in charge, bin him off and bring Sam Allardyce in just to the end of the season. And I know I'm going to get so much shit for that comment. Sam Allardyce finish 8th with a worse squad of players than what we've got now.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Sam Allardyce would make the right substitutions at the right time. He would change formation if we were on a losing run, just to try and get a win from somewhere. He's just sitting on his laurels, Sam Allardyce, and he's Sean Dyche, and he's so stubborn, as you point out. I think he actually does it deliberately, like, to piss us off, because he knows. You said a comment a while back, and Sean Dyche sort of alluded to it in his press conference. So he probably does watch all the channels, or someone lets them know what's being said.
I was going to mention that.
Right. So if you find out about this video or any of the other channels, well, the channels who've dug it out, let's just say, because not all of them out, just take a bit on board. We're not football managers, but we can all see it. 40,000 Everton fans can see it at Goodison Park. It's not working what you're doing. It's shit. It's turgid football. We're creating chances. We're not taking them. The defence has gone to shit. As Michael pointed out, the wingers are crap. In the middle, it's crap. It's crap everywhere, and it's shit. And I'm telling you now, if we get another point deduction, be it 3, Forest were unlucky yesterday. They're in around us. Luton, all right, got beat. They're capable of getting the result. They play better football than us. We are in shit street if we don't get a couple of wins very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that we have only won 3 home games in our last 19. Like, that is.
Especially when it used to be our place where our best form was.
Mate, it is. It's a joke. And look, I'm guessing mentally to players, it's because of the crowd. They get on their back sometimes, or we might boo, or we might shout at them, blah, 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is, if Sean Dyche set this team up to attack and to get results. Now, yesterday, I think he set up spot on. He set up, in my opinion, yesterday spot on, because we did have the chances to win that game. No doubt about it. That's not Dyche's fault. But it's Dyche's fault how he handles 1-0 yesterday. That's my point. He
During the Brighton, they went down to 10 men. Remember with the Brighton with the better team?
Yeah, he can't manage. You know, this is a manager, right, that last season was praised for being able to manage a 1-0 win. He can't do it this season.
Can't do it now.
He can't do it. He can't do it. He doesn't. He puts his trust in all of these players, right? And you see it week in, week out, and you think, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Now, look, Dan Juma, when he comes back from whatever injury he's got, I think it's his ankle or whatever it is, he literally goes straight into that left wing position. And I know people will say, well, he offers less defensively than Dwight McNeil. He's got to offer more going forward, because I think Dwight McNeil has scored 1 goal this season, and I think he might have 2 assists. So he's not doing it defensively, as you saw with their goal yesterday, and he's not doing it going forward. You've got Jack Harrison on the other side. I have no problem, mate, if his loan was terminated now. Ask Chimiti to play on the right-hand side. Chimiti come on yesterday. On the 90th, the moment we went 2-1 down, they called him back over. They called them both over. Right, get ready, lads, strip off. They get straight on that pitch. Chimiti, within 30 seconds, wins a corner. Within 30 seconds of coming on, wins a corner from being strong. Good touch down the left-hand side. Carries the ball, tries to whip it in the box, gets a corner. That corner ends up resulting in West Ham scoring their 3rd goal. I mean, it is absolutely shambolic. And another thing that I'm going to highlight is on Twitter, right, and on Facebook and all of these social platforms, us as fans, we don't have a clue. And I mean that in the nicest possible way, because you see some fans saying that James Garner had a good game yesterday, and you've got some fans absolutely ripping him a new one. Now, me personally, I thought James Garner showed more energy. He was tenacious. There was some straightforward passes, but so was Onana. So I'm not going to sit here and nail him for it. But he was the one that had the nous to pop up on the right-hand side, deliver an early ball into a box where Beto made the run. I didn't see Jack Harrison or Dwight McNeil do that once.
No. And the thing is, Michael, when you look at West Ham yesterday, how easy was it when they had the ball and he hit us on the break? How easy it was to cut through it.
Oh, mate, how many times did Kudus run through about 3 or 4 players? Different challenges.
Exactly. Mate, the players, you know, when you haven't won in 10, the confidence must be so low. And when you've got Beto missing a penalty like that, how bad is it when none of them other 9 outfield players had the bollocks to step up, because he looked like a bag of nerve, Beto. Mikalenko, for me, would have put that penalty in yesterday. He smashes it. Tarkovsky, pick someone else or have a go yourself. He was shitting himself yesterday, Beto, with that penalty. You could see it with the run-up. We all knew where it was going. But the other 9 outfield players bottled it. None of them stood up there and said, no, I'll have a go. Harrison, McNeil, wingers could have had a pop. Onana, Chikore, we've seen him score good penalties in the past. None of them had the bollocks to step up there, Michael. They're all too scared. And the confidence is that low. And the confidence is that low when you haven't won in 10. And don't fucking say to me on here in the comments that we are being harsh on Sean Dyche because we're creating chances. Because this is on Dyche. We haven't won in 10. All the blame cannot just be put on the players because they're missing chances, and the manager gets away with it scot-free, because he has to take, in my opinion, more of the blame than the players.
But he does from yesterday, because yes, we could have had a million chances yesterday, and we probably would have scored 2 goals from all of them chances.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, we were 1-0 up. He's got players that are running out of gas, and he's got substitutes on the bench that, at the very least, have got a bit of energy, got a bit of gas. Do you know? And you know what? For people that say, I don't think that's quite right with McNeil. On the 3rd goal, I want you to look at what Everton player is closest to Alvarez when he chips Pickford. Do you want to know who that player is? Because I'm guarantee no one knows. Do you know who it was, John?
Probably Michalenko or someone.
It was Lewis Dobbin.
Yeah.
Lewis Dobbin, the player that's not ready for minutes in the Premier League, has ran from one penalty box to the other to try and keep it at 2-1.
Yeah.
19 years old or 20 years old or whatever he is, and he's not ready. Honestly, mate, I honestly, if Dyche walked tomorrow, I wouldn't be bothered. I'm not about sacking him, because I understand about the merry-go-round of managers, and I get the problem it causes where we change and we have different managers that play different styles of football. But the fact of the matter is, at this moment in time, if Everton go from a polar opposite of Sean Dyche, we're going to have exactly the same issue we had when we went from Frank Lampard to Dyche, which was play the ball around, try and go forward, can't defend. Then we've got Dyche ball, which is sit deep, let them have the ball, create a few chances, miss them all. And then we're potentially going to have another manager who might be absolutely brilliant, but has got to get a team that is so resolute in just knocking the ball long to completely change their mindset. And I'm going to go with another thing yesterday. Better. He misses a penalty. He misses that chance in the first half as well. But if that Beto can play the next 12 games for me, he offers a million times more than what Calvert-Lewin does. Because as soon as he got his goal, he started to hold up the ball, he started to beat a man, he started to pull off shots from the edge of the box. And why the hell does Sean Dyche take that off?
Because he hasn't got a clue. And, you know...
And then, sorry, John, I know, I'm sorry. And then he blames it on fatigue in his video, but leaves Dwight McNeil on. I can't believe it.
Yeah, until the 91st minute. Yeah, totally agree. And this is the thing with Sean Dyche, Michael. He has this thing about him that he's so stubborn, as we spoke about before, and you quite rightly point out there. He mentioned in his match preview, after match interview, that he took him off because he was tired. But yet he can sit there for 91 minutes and watch Dwight McNeil dead on his feet after probably half an hour. His head fell off when he missed that chance, but he's still stuck with him. This is how stubborn he is. We're not going to win games while he keeps picking the same players every week, playing the same formation, and you nailed it before when you said, look at them over the park playing kids 16. They won the Carabao Cup. They won yesterday, kids. They won midweek, again, kids, right? So it proves to me, give Dobbin a go, give Chimiti a go, give Beto longer. The only way these players get match fitness and get confidence to start scoring goals is by playing. While they're sitting on the bench, I know we dropped them yesterday in Calvert-Lewin, but while you've got Beto on the bench and Chimiti on the bench and Dobbin on the bench, and you're watching a striker who now hasn't scored, I think it's 21 games, how must them three be feeling if they can't get a game before him? Granted, he gave Beto a game yesterday. He's probably saying, yeah, we need to change this. Should have been fucking changed well before yesterday when you've got a striker who hasn't scored for 20 games. Should have been changed weeks ago.
Yeah, John, and the thing is as well, you know, like you've just rightly alluded to, that Beto substitution, I did sit there and I thought, right, so you've got Beto, who might be fatigued, but he's got the adrenaline and confidence of scoring a goal, of creating a couple of moments, of being a handful, of almost causing that second goal with that deflection from outside the box, and Ariola makes a good save. You've got that. And then you've got Dwight McNeil, whose head has gone. His shots were straight at the keeper when it was easier to score. He's got all sorts of problems at home, which, as I will always say, family comes first. I say the same to you. I say the same to people that I work with. I say the same to my family. No matter what, family comes first. So if you're not in the right headspace, if you're feeling whatever, if something triggers you emotionally and you can't put 110% in, they have to understand and manage that instead of just leaving the poor kid out to dry. I'm not even sitting here and slagging McNeil off. But his head had gone. He'd lost his energy. Yeah, Dyche could make the excuse to keep him on the pitch instead of Beto, who'd ran his arse. I tell you what, just put Beto on the left-hand side and put Calvert-Lewin up front. Put Beto on. Just swap McNeil for Calvert-Lewin and put Beto on as a winger. Because I'm telling you, he'll be more aggressive in trying to block the shot, the cross. He'll be more aggressive at winning headers in the box. I didn't understand, and for me, that was on Sean Dyche. 100% that was on Sean Dyche yesterday.
Beto's performance yesterday, we all know he can be clumsy and, his first touch can be poor and, sometimes he looks like Bambi on ice. But what I will say, for the time he was on the pitch yesterday, I think he offered more than what Dominic Calvert-Lewin's been offering for the last 2 months. So I'd have no problem again starting with Beto next week at Old Trafford over Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I've seen people on social platforms saying Dominic Calvert-Lewin's the best striker of the club. He probably is. But when you look at what we've got, not by much, he probably is. But when you haven't scored in 21 games, you shouldn't be getting picked. We have, you mentioned it before, we have the worst strikers in the Premier League by an absolute country mile.
Yeah.
I can sit here and say that. Beto give us more. Calvert-Lewin's being poor. We haven't seen enough of Dobbin and Chimiti. Obviously, Dyche doesn't fancy them, or he'd be starting them. But when you look at our strikers and how many goals they've scored between them, whether they're playing and they're getting enough minutes or they're not playing, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And you go on about the XG before. I've told you I'm not interested in stats anymore. There was a chance there yesterday where Beto had a shot. It got blocked. It come back and hit him on the head and we're out. Is that part of the XG? What the fuck does XG mean? Because no one knows. I'm not asking XG. I'm asking where the next 3 points are coming from. Don't throw XG or stats or best defensive record or the joint best defensive record in the Premier League, and Pickford kept the most clean sheets up until recently. Not bothered. I'm not bothered. We haven't won in fucking 10 games. And that's got to change. It's got to change.
So, I don't even want to talk about Man United's game. I don't even want to talk about next weekend. The thing that annoys me is yesterday he dug out the attack. Yesterday he dug them out. He said that they need to start scoring. They need to start doing more. He's had what is it, 27 games this season of seeing that, and only yesterday does he go, I need to see more from him. 27 games. It's not like this is new. It's not like this is new. Every week I watch Match of the Day in the morning. I never watch it on the night because it just angers me. I watch it in the morning, I watch the goals back, and I assess the defending. And fundamentally, this morning, for the first time, I listened to what Jermaine Jennings and I can't remember who the other one was, but what they said. And they said they just don't score goals. Everton just don't score goals. And you sit there and you think, so it's abundantly obvious. It's abundantly obvious that every single person knows Everton aren't capable of scoring goals. Yet it's 27 games in where you're pulling them up for it. 27. Yeah. What are you doing on Monday morning, Dyche? After we have lost 1-0, but we've had 17 off the line chances. I mean, because that was another one. We had a goal off the line yesterday for about that much. What are you saying to the players? Because saying things like, and being honest, saying things like having the composure and the conviction and the confidence to score a goal. No, stop talking complete waffle and just tell them, hit the fucking ball really hard until it goes into the back of the net. You don't need conviction and confidence and composure. Just hit the ball, because we're only going to score goals if we actually shoot, and we stop pussyfooting it around the box, and we put the ball into the box, and we stick Beto's head onto the ball, or we stick Calvert-Lewin's head or foot on the ball. But by Jack Harrison turning around in circles and Dwight McNeil always wanting to pull it onto his left foot from his right foot after being so slow to run the ball up the line, it is a joke. Oh, and the other one is Anana's little diagonal balls that he plays into the box, because none of them worked yesterday. And I'm not saying Anana played badly yesterday, because I didn't think he did. But some of his passing in the first 15 minutes was atrocious. Some of his chip balls were shocking. And if that is an £80 million footballer, we need to see better than that.
Yeah. The thing is as well now, do you know when we after this Man United game, I think we've got a break with the Liverpool game being cancelled.
3 weeks, I think it is, John.
Please, Sean Dyche, for that 3 weeks, just get your strikers scoring goals in training, practicing how to fucking score, practicing how to put the ball in the net.
I tell you
3 weeks solid, just have them shooting at the goal.
I'll tell you what I did, right? So some of you know, although you will be surprised, I used to be a football coach. And the way that I used to educate 6-year-olds on how to score goals was I used to put little circles, like a cone, and something on top of it, like a little square, in the corner of the bottom 2 corners. And I used to put a little piece of tape in the corner of the top corner on both sides of the goal. And I used to say to them, if it doesn't go into any of those corners, it doesn't count. And I'm telling you now, these 6-year-olds by the end of it were accurate, mate, because they knew that they weren't getting that little medal at the end of the week. They weren't getting it because they weren't scoring enough goals. You put it in that corner, hard and low, not like the Beto penalty, which is in the middle of the goal. None of that. You aim for the corners and you hit it hard and low. Simple.
How bad is it when we're sitting here saying for the 3 weeks where they haven't got a break, where they've got a break, practice your shooting and practice scoring goals.
That's it.
How bad is it though, Michael? We're saying that about Premier League footballers. We've got to say practice scoring goals.
That's all. It sounds awful, right? But I would literally have the 6 or 7 forward players in our team having balls fired from them, not necessarily like, straight in head eye or whatever, different heights, have them fired over to them, put the little things in the middle of the goals in the areas, and just kick the ball into the net. You don't need a goalkeeper for that drill. Just kick the ball into the net.
I'll probably still miss with no keeper there.
It's a joke.
I'm at the point now where I'm starting to not be arsed. And that sounds really bad. I've been to quite a few away games this season. I haven't missed a home game. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm not even bothered anymore. I do it for me lad.
Yeah.
Travelled to Brighton last week there and back for him. Only for him, I wouldn't have went there. It's so deflating, and a lot of Everton fans, well, the majority of Everton fans are feeling the same. But I'm telling you what, there's still some fans out there with these blue tinted glasses on, can't see the wood for the trees, and will still blow smoke up certain individuals, players, and a certain manager. And I just don't fucking get it. Don't sit on the fence. Stop sitting on the fence, getting splinters in your ass, and see it for what it really is. And it's shocking.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave on this, John. I can feel myself getting wound up. That's how bad. Because as much as you're deflated and a bit broken over it, I'm angry. I would love to stand in front of that 25-man squad tomorrow at Finch Farm and nail up and say, the fact that you go 1-0 up and you bottle it is beyond a joke. And it's
I have no anger left in me anymore.
Oh, no. Yeah, you see, we're opposite. I'm living.
And I think the reason why I can't get angry like I have in the past is because I've come to the point now where I'm not bothered, Michael. I'm telling you right now, for you to do the travelling that you do, and I've said it before, and I'm still saying it now because I don't think we've won at home since I said it last time. I wouldn't be doing what you're doing. And I know I travel up and down the country every other week nearly to watch them away. But again, it's for me lads. I haven't got the heart to tell him I'm not going. He can't go alone.
Yeah, you see, without sounding awful, I don't have that issue. Finley doesn't really care. You know, Finley was in the stadium yesterday, and for the first time in a long time, he was up for it. He was singing songs. He was singing "Spirit of the Blue." You know, he was singing. You know, the 10 minutes before the game, they did that Everton. You know, all the Everton songs and warm up. Then we come out about 3 or 4 minutes before to the siren. He was up for it, and you know, at about 3:30 yesterday, we're 30 minutes into this game. He says to me, "Dad, why is nobody singing?"
It's a morgue. It's a morgue.
The only fans that sing at Goodison are the away fans until Everton score. Yeah. And even when we do sing, you get Spirit of the Blues for 20 seconds. You get Everton for literally four Evertons. You get it for like 10, 15 seconds. It's just up and it's gone. And you then try and get the crowd going. I mean, I'm sitting in the main stand yesterday, giving it a go. And I've got people looking at me as if I'm an idiot.
I think it's because a lot of fans are how I feel, deflated, and they can't be bothered. Listen, I was on the Gladys Street yesterday with my brother and his mate. I've never heard the Gladys Street so quiet. Now, apparently, that's where all the singing should start from. Behind the goal, Gladys Street, famous Gladys Street. Now, it was like a morgue, mate, a morgue. And as you quite rightly say, the only fans you could hear for the majority of that game was the West Ham fans.
Who, by the way, and look, I've said before, I've got some friends that are West Ham fans. I will never condone songs about signing on poverty. I'll never ever condone songs about that. I'll never accept that at a football match ever. And that riled me yesterday because I sat there and I thought, who do you think you are? Sitting there, champions of Europe, you know who we are. You won the 3rd tier of European competition. You've won nothing else practically. And you're coming to someone that has won 9 league titles, European Cups, 5 FA Cups, and you're trying to tell us, jog on. Like, I couldn't believe it. The audacity of fans that come to Goodison Park and sing songs like "Sign On" and all sorts. You know, I think they were singing "Stand Up If You've Got a Job" or "Sit Down If You've," something like that. And I sat there and thought, who the hell are you? Like, I honestly, blood was boiling with the fans, with the club, with the manager, with the score. I stayed behind. I watched every minute of that game yesterday, every second. And at 97 minutes or whatever it finished, I lost it. Absolutely lost it.
Yeah. I think we left before, well, when we scored the 3rd, so there wasn't much time to go, but we got off. And I've left a few games early lately at Goodison, Michael, you know, and I've never done that before. I've done it once when I've done a video. I can't remember who we were playing. That midweek game, Newcastle. Very rare I leave a game early, but you know what? Wouldn't ask if I didn't go again this season. We have 6 home games left, I think. Winnable, but are they?
Well,
you know, obviously we've got Liverpool, so that will be winnable. But when you look at some of the games that we've got left, you'd like to think we could beat some of them teams. But when we haven't beat Luton at home, Wolves at home, Fulham at home, first game of the season, Sheffield United, Have you got much confidence in yourself that we can beat any of them teams? That we can start picking wins over?
No, John. I think we'll pick up 3 points at home this season. It'll be Sheffield United. I think the rest of it will lose or draw. I can't see us winning at home. And the only reason I think we beat Sheffield United is because I think, and this is no disrespect to them at all, but I think they are a mid-table championship club. I really do. I do not think they are a Premier League club at all. And the facts are, I think we should beat them. But that's it. There's more chance, I firmly believe there's more chance of us going away to Manchester United and winning than there is us beating Brentford at home.
I'm Forest.
It's a joke. One other thing, and I will finish on this because I know I've rambled. I've took an hour of John's time pretty much, and I apologise, John, but I have been angry. The whistle blows yesterday, and the players, you see the players because some of them stay on the pitch. Anana, to be fair to him, he walks around that pitch and he claps the fans that are remaining. Now, look, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but he did. He stood there and he fronted it. Pickford come over, he stood there and fronted it. Players stayed there and fronted it. Do you know what Sean Dyche did? He shook David Moyes' hand, he shook the assistant manager's hand, and he walked straight down that tunnel. He didn't even have the nous or the bottle to stand in front of them Everton fans. He had nothing. He walked straight down the tunnel, the coward.
We'll finish on this because my team's on. Are you starting to think he's losing the players and the players are a bit...
I think he's lost the players, John. I think he's lost them. Yeah, I think they are fed up of playing these. I think the players that he's still got is James Tarkowski, and that is it. That's the only one he's got because he will back him. James will back him, and he's a great leader. I've got nothing against James Tarkowski. I actually have been saying, as much as Branthwaite deserves to be in the England team, so does he. And I have no issue with that. But the only player that I am convinced he still has is him. I think the rest of them are fed up to the back teeth with his style of football.
Fed up with the style of football, his formation and his substitutions and the wham that he waffles in his press conferences. I don't even listen to his press conference before a game anymore. Same shit every week.
Mate, I'm fed up of hearing the word feel.
Grass.
Feel. How to have a good feel. You know, I feel for a goal. I have a good feel. Mate, just tell them to do some training and put the ball in the net.
Yeah, that's all. They just need to work on fitness anymore. There's not long left. The players that, well, I'd like to think they're fit enough now. They're match fit, the majority of them. Just work on different things to get us 3 points because, as I say, none in 10 now. No wins in 10. And people have pointed out, as I said before, we've had draws. Not enough.
We got lucky yesterday. We got lucky with Luton losing, Brentford drawing, and Forest losing. We got lucky because I'm telling you now, mate. I'm telling you now. If we'd have won yesterday, that would have been a massive lift. And the fact that we lost and we've got away with it is a godsend.
And the manner that we lost in yesterday as well, conceding them 2 late goals. That's not good for the players' heads. That, and then we go, as I say, to Old Trafford next week. I can't wait for the break. Can't wait for the 3-week break. I'm going to switch off. I'm not going to talk about Everton. I'm not even going to think about them. And then we go again. But that's all we can do.
Yeah, there will be some content in that time. So don't worry about that, guys. Me and John have come up with a few ideas, and there's been a few things going around Twitter about Everton's worst 11s and Everton's best 11s. So we're going to have a bit of fun with stuff like that. We might even do a quiz or something. But yeah, I can't wait for the break. And look, my plan's not to do another video this week until the preview. I hate them. I hate them as much as I love them, which is really frustrating.
You know, I said to someone the other day, I think I've said it before. Do you know if Everton were your wife and they treat the wife treated you the way Everton treats us and the way they make us feel, you'd be filing for divorce.
Oh, mate, I'd have gone a long time ago.
Mate, they'd be boosted out. Their bags would be on the front doorstep and they'd be gone. They'd be bin bags. If you were married to Everton, mate, you would have been divorced a long time ago, the way they make it feel. If your missus made you feel the way they make us feel, she'd be gone. I can't shout it because she's downstairs, but she'd be fucked right off. I'm telling you now.
Guys, look, we're leaving it there. 47-minute long video. You've had a treat tonight. You've saw Mike raging. You saw John broken. It's just great content. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And look, I want to just give one very quick shout out to someone. I am also going to put a little snippet of this at the start of the video. But a gentleman from New York City called, was it Claudio or Claudia? Apologies for the pronunciation. Claudio or Claudia, you walked over to me in the main stand yesterday, and if I'm being honest, not that I feel like this ever, but you made me feel like a bit of like a celeb. You know, you really was really nice. You were really warm. You said, you know, really positive things about the channel and me and John, and, you know, the fact that you really relate to us because, you know, John's a Scouser, but I'm not. And the fact that, you know, you're not. It was his first game. He travelled over from New York to Everton.
As well.
And I feel so sorry for him. So, Claudio, if you ever want a spot on this channel, you ever want to do a video, mate, you are more than welcome as our guest to appear. And the next time you are in Liverpool, let us know in advance, and I promise you we'll go for some food the night before. We'll go for a beer in the game because, you know, I know people call us Wolves because we're not local, but they need fans like us. When the going gets tough, we're the ones that usually try and stay the most positive. So, come on.
And I haven't. Apologies, but I can't. Not positive to make me feel.
Yeah, but you live it and breathe. This is the difference. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not a dig at anyone, but you live and breathe it every day because you're there. You know, me tomorrow, I can switch off. I've got a load of Villa fans, a load of Birmingham fans, loads of Wolves fans, and they'll all talk about football, and I'll be able to chip in and say, oh, yeah, Wolves, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're lucky against Newcastle. I'll be able to say Villa, for a bit of scary, but you did well against Luton in the end. I tune out from Everton. You don't. You listen to it day in, day out, and so do all of the other amazing local fans that are there. The best fans, the heart of Everton is there. You know, my heart is there, but the facts are I do get to tune out.
Yeah.
And I do.
And I can't.
Very good.
So tomorrow, if anyone says to me in the taxi, what did you think of the football at the weekend? I'm going to use the old saying that I use when I'm really pissed off. I'm not into it, mate.
Yeah. Don't. What's football?
Yeah. Well, what's that? Who's your sport? No one, mate, not into it.
Yeah, Marine. Do you know a Marino?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Sounds right, guys. Keep smiling.